Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to a new video, and today I actually want to be more so talking about mindset instead of, a business strategy. And what I want to talk about today is essentially how to get more confident as, an individual by keeping promises to yourself and actually shifting into an identity you're striving to acquire, okay? Because everyone, every single day is trying to become someone else, right? You're trying to become like a better version of who you are, because if you aren't progressing, then you're dying, right? And that's not like a route you want to go down on. And so what I want to talk about is keeping promises to yourself and basically how to get more confident every single day by, actually doing so. And so what I have for myself, right? So I've got my own morning and evening routine. And through those morning and evening routines, I've got like certain things I have to accomplish, right? Actually complete whether I want to, actually align with the identity I've set out for myself that, I want to, like, the person I want to become, basically, right? So I'll give you like an example of my morning routine. So I wake up religiously at a specific time, right? Which is 7 a.m. And I don't wake up a minute later than that, right? Just because if I cannot keep that promise to myself, my day just won't start as good as it possibly can be, right? Because if you tell yourself you're gonna do something and you like often so much, you just don't like keep a promise to yourself, like instead of waking up at 7 a.m., I'd wake up at 7:30, then I'm gonna be doing that with other things as well, right? And it's all like these little cuts of not keeping a promise to yourself that, like really damage your self-confidence, okay? And some people don't even have a morning and evening routine and they just, let the day control them. And right, if you don't feel confident at all, ask yourself these few questions first. Have I got a morning routine? Have I got an evening routine, right? And I'll explain the purpose of both, obviously, and like why you should actually have both. And also, as humans, we always strive to, become a better version of ourselves. So you also need to give some proper and consistent thought on who you essentially want to become, right? Because you're not just something static and, like you stay a certain way like the rest of your life. Okay, that's like the beautiful thing about being human. You can always learn, progress, and change. You can override your beliefs, you can have new values, you can have new core principles, and you can set new standards for yourself, right? But the biggest thing is, instead of like just planning them out, which is already an awesome step, another one is to actually do it, right? And so that's why I have a morning routine. So what my morning routine is intended for, it is for self-education and personal development and just like maintaining my health, right? So what I do, I wake up religiously at 7 a.m. and then what I simply do is I go to the gym, right? I exercise, I take a sauna, and that's what I always do when it comes down to my health, right? That's me taking care of myself first thing in the morning, because I could run a business, that is doing pretty well, but if I don't take care of myself, I eat like shit, I don't exercise, then I'll kind of like all the actions I take throughout the day will be pretty much shit, right? Because as you wake up, like your brain has a bunch of endorphins in it, and like you have to essentially get rid of that ASAP first thing in the morning to, have a peak performance state of mind. And that's really what I strive for, right? So I first exercise, then what I do is I go back, I just take a shower for the hygiene side of things, right? Because guys, even these little things like hygiene, like brushing your teeth, like doing your hair, having fresh clothes, they give you a lot of confidence. Like I remember back when I worked at a supermarket a year ago, I would literally just wake up at any time, I would just put on my clothes, not even shower, not even brush my teeth, and just go to the supermarket, and I'd feel freaking disgusting without even knowing it, right? And it's so really keeping these little promises to yourself throughout the whole day to obtain a bit more self-confidence. And it's not like just a one-day thing you do, it's something you do consistently and religiously, okay? And that's truly like how you create a big form of self-confidence. And so I want to like continue from my morning to my evening routine, right? So what I was saying, I shower, I do my personal hygiene side of things, and then I simply move on to my desktop. And then what I do is I open up my Alchemy of Self, which is from Consulting Accelerated by Sam Alvins. And what it contains is just like, mindset principles is what I read first through, right? There's like 10 principles I always read to myself and internalize, okay? And then what I do is I go into the next page, which like entails my identity, right? What kind of character traits do I want to have as an individual? So, I got my mentor, Trey Cochran in there. I got myself in there. I got Sam Alvins in there. I got, a picture of Jesus Christ in there because, I want to serve people with, videos like these to actually help them. And I also have Bill Gates in there to, have the character trait of being a keen learner with passion, okay? And then what I do is I go to the next page, which is a page about like my legacy to date, right? So all the things I've achieved in my life so far, okay? And sometimes we as humans, we literally just forget what we've achieved and we just become depressed for no reason, right? That's why it's always awesome to have a consistent reminder of what you've achieved through your whole life, right? Because if you just have a blank mind and you're not feeling that well, then your downside is gonna slip and it's gonna take over you, right? So it's always amazing to have like a religious morning routine where you actually remind yourself of who you are, what you've achieved, and who you want to become, right? Instead of clinching to the past to some bad reference points and always identifying yourself like with those bad reference points, right? It's just not a way of living. And so that's what I do. Go to the alchemy yourself. Then I meditate 10 minutes. And then what I do is I just start my work day, okay? And then in the evening routine, I try, okay? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not always like on point with my evening and morning routine. And there's a lot of people who don't, but those who come closest to perfection are the ones who nail it and really get the most out of this, right? And that's truly what I'm trying to do. And so with the evening routine, I set a refresh alarm of 90 minutes before I hit the bed, right? So at 10:30 p.m., I set a refresh alarm. And then what I do is I set a tea, like a cup of tea, chamomile tea, it's like a sleep inducer, right? So that just really helps me get like kind of sleepy. I get rid of all the blue lights, I limit deep conversations, and I plan my day for the next day. And simply what I do is, I just take a shower for hygiene, and then I just, brush my teeth, just like, hygiene stuff. And then I go to bed and I just sleep. Okay, that's my morning and evening routine basically. If you want to see like a whole visual content about like how I, do my morning and evening routine, just let me know in the comments and I'll happily make it. And aside of that, guys, throughout that whole day, right, I've like set up so many things for myself that I have to do. And if because of laziness or any other stupid reason I don't do it, then I won't have the confidence I have, right? And I won't be able to like speak with the conviction I do to you guys, right? So that is a huge thing, keeping promises to yourself, and also just like really looking objectively at your own life, seeing like what you can improve, right? Because there's just so many things per individual that, like people just really have all individual problems, right? Because this video, I can unfortunately not tailor it specifically to you, but what I can do is just give you like, a big picture of what may be wrong or what may be right and like how you can fix it, right? So if you want to actually have a proper morning routine, this is the first book I've ever read. It is called The Miracle Morning by Hen Elrod. And truly, that was from January from the start till the end of January. I read that book and it was probably one of the most happy times of my life, even though I only had 21 cents in my bank account, okay? Because I truly saw progress in what I was doing and I felt super confident, right? Because I was awake earlier than the other people around the whole world, basically, right? And that just really gave me like an amazing time in the morning to give myself time for, my health, my self-education, and, personal development, right? And you really have to just kind of, for yourself, design your own morning routine, which the book really helps you with. So highly recommend it. It's like $10 on Amazon. So if you want to check it out, go ahead, check it out. And guys, then another thing, right, about self-image. You need to start being more like observant with what you're telling yourself, right? Because I've got a lot of students who just, before they even say something, they say like, I'm stupid. Or, like I even had this guy who said, I'm a bitch, right? And I heard it say him like one time, I was like, okay, I think he's joking. And then I heard him like say it 10 times, right? And then like multiple times, and it was pretty crazy. And I was like, hey dude, stop calling yourself a bitch. Like, why are you doing that? And he wasn't even aware, right? He was really compulsive about it. And so if you label yourself as a bitch, you will, ironically exactly behave as a bitch, right? Because you truly decide, what you think, and what you think become your thoughts, and your thoughts define your beliefs, and your beliefs become your reality. And, with the first input, you can change that. And so it's really important you start being like more observant, like in a third person's view, right? As if like you have like a little camera here, you're just like looking at yourself in the third person's view, looking at what you're doing and what you're saying to erase that compulsiveness and, replace that input with the identity you want to align with, right? To get back to the alchemy yourself, I explain like what's in it, right? So there's like my identity, my legacy to date, my vision board, but also my personal behavior goals, my business goals, and affirmations. Truly the whole picture of my identity that I remind myself of every single day. And that truly boils down to mindset. And I know there's a lot of people who, pay zero attention to mindset. And I can tell you that they're really lost, okay? Because that is truly it's like inevitable. Like you have to go through that stage in order to, hit that objective you set out to hit. And so that is why I just love talking about mindset, right? And guys, with that, I just kind of want to conclude this video, but I want to make a ton more videos on mindset. So if there's something in specific, like you're kind of struggling with, just please let me know in the comments down below. And I would just love to make a video of it if I see like a recurring pattern of, people dealing with the same issue. Okay. So guys, thank you for watching this video and I hope you have an awesome day. See ya.